My name is Dan O'Crowley. I'm here with the Utah Assistive Technology Program. Today we're assembling this do-it-yourself therapy chair. You've probably made it to this point in the instructions. That's a good sign. If you have, this will help you with just the assembly step. Hopefully you've already prepped a lot of these materials and all of the fabrication steps prior to this point in this video. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough of all the materials you'll need for assembling this chair today. Here we have a strap that is a nice big long strap for attaching your therapy chair to a chair or a seat, kind of like you would attach a high chair. These straps here are for what's going to go around the chest or the lap. If you're using a 5-point harness, you'll need a 5-point harness instead of what I've got here. You'll need your pieces of PVC pipe that you've already fabricated. Note, there are 3 of them that have the inserts in both ends. These have the inserts in both ends as well, but they have the set screw in the side. You're going to need a lot of screws, bolts to go with it, 1 set nut or knob. Your other pieces of pipe that you've put foam on are all pretty much the same length. This one though has an insert in both ends, whereas these just have an insert in the one end and the cap on the other end. Over here we have all the pieces of plastic that we've either cut out with a CNC or laboriously cut out by hand. And to be honest, as you kind of see it as it is right now, that's basically, if you were going to CNC it, how we have it laid out. You can see that this fits nicely in the corner of this. Okay, now I'm going to start walking through how we assemble this thing. So first you're going to take your back, your piece that has a knob in it, and we're connecting it in these set of holes on the bottom. To hold it nice and level, a little nice easy trick is to put another piece of pipe right up here along the top. Now we're going to thread these screws in the bottom. Okay, that's done. We're going to do the same thing for the seat bottom. You'll note that the side that the set screw goes in, that's what I'm putting against the ground. It's what holds it a little bit flatter so it doesn't roll away on me. It's also the way you want to do it so that it doesn't pull that set screw out when you tighten. Tighten that up by hand to start with. Okay, we're going to set that aside, grab our 2 sides and pick them up and start putting these 3 PVC pipes going on across. The points that you want to hit, one is down low here in the bottom, another one is going to be up high along this row, really doesn't matter, and then you're going to put another one here, kind of, this will end up being the seat bottom, so about the height that you're going to put the seat at. At this point, you'll want to make sure you count your holes and you're getting it in the right hole. It can seem a little obvious, but it's also not hard to get it off since the holes are so close together. Okay, the other thing to make note of is I did not put these in tight intentionally. I'm going to leave a little bit of slop in there. That'll make this next step easy. So now we're going to put in the seat bottom and seat back. Okay, at this point, it's starting to look an awful lot like a chair. These are not to measurement of what you're going to do for the child. This is just getting it together. You can easily adjust it later. Okay. This is the time to add your 5-point harness or your chest belt. I'm going to be doing a chest belt today. So to add that on, literally, just put it right on around. And this is the reason why you want to leave that a little bit loose, so you have a little bit of slide here. Okay, it's still pretty tight, but it's a lot tighter if you finish tightening it up. Okay, put that right in there. Okay, this is also where you're going to be putting in your seat post and the laterals, and for the thighs and for up here. Once you have all of that in, the tray goes right in here, and that's what you were saving this knob for. Okay, voila, you're done. You need to finish tightening up the bolts. Generally, if you're doing an assessment, I'd leave them loose until you're done doing your assessment and then finish tightening them up. You can have a belt right here. You could also have one going around the lap. And then, if you were going to put this in a chair or something, you would put this big long strap around the chair back, or around the chair base, and then through these slots here. That's what they're cut out for. Okay. Additional parts to be made aware of. We have these two parts here. These are to be used as you want them. Okay, a couple different ways that you can use them. One is you can bolt them on the front, and they're an anti-tip. The idea is if you have a kiddo that's knocking this thing forward, you can bolt it on there, or you can do the same thing going out the back. We've also put a series of holes in an arc. That lines up very nicely. You pin the bottom in, and then these can be pinned into any of those holes, right? Any combination there. And then we have additional holes here. If you decide that you would like a foot plate or something to that effect put on, you could put this on and then run different bars, or maybe just another piece of flat plastic, whatever it is that you would like to add on there. That's there, and we've tried to make that a little bit more height adjustable for whatever will work for you. The other thing that we have thought of this can be useful for is bolting onto the top section up here, and then you could put a pipe over here, or you could add more on here, and you could do some sensory type items dangling from that. or you could bolt it on here. This is really just an additional piece of plastic that hopefully gives you some materials for your creativity. At this point, you should have taken measurements of the child. You'll want to take those measurements and adjust these laterals into the correct spot. Go ahead and tighten them up. And then after you finish putting the laterals and the brace in place, you'll go ahead and tighten these up. Okay? The other things that we've included, at least in our kits, is a little piece of wire here. This seat back and the seat bottom both pivot and are never actually pinned down or bolted down. For the seat bottom, that's not usually a problem because they're sitting and putting their weight on it. Sometimes with the seat back, especially if they're strapped into it and they're a big rocker, you can see that they could pull this forward. If you get it good and tight, it's not super likely that happen, but you know, some kids are pretty tough, right? Okay, this is to go through the holes. Now it looks like I picked the wrong one. Just above and below wherever you've hooked it up, and then you twist it together in the back, and this is a way to completely eliminate if that is the case for you, that you are needing to stop this from rocking forward. So that's just another little trick that can be useful for. Okay, things to be made aware of, because this is super adjustable. As you slide this on back, this pipe on the back here, or down, you're going to be able to continue increasing the angle of this seat back, okay? Or decreasing it as you want to. This row of holes here is going to allow you to move this seat back up and down. This row here is for the seat base itself. If you would like the seat shallower than the seat back, the adjustment that you want to make is unbolting the seat base from this pipe and then just rebolting it in any number of these holes that we have here. By bolting it in any one of these holes, it will move the seat base back. You'll need to make sure your seat back is up one hole higher than I have it here now, so that the seat base can just slide right underneath the seat back, and so that's how you can accommodate for a shorter thigh length. This tray has a series of holes in it here. This is to adjust the tray in and out. In addition to these holes, there is a series of holes where you can put this post. So you can adjust this abductor farther forward or farther back as you need to. And then for the laterals, either up on the side or on the thighs, any of those holes anywhere is what all of that is for. So it has an infinite number of adjustment points, ideally, where you can put whatever you want. And if it so happens that you need another spot, this is plastic. You can drill a hole in it. Go ahead and drill your hole right where you need it. Another tip on that is if you are cutting this out not using a CNC, but you are doing it using a jigsaw or something like that, do not drill all of these holes. Only drill the holes that you need for your measurements. And then as you need more holes in the future, then you drill more holes to put those laterals where you need. We were designing these to where they could work for many different kids and be kind of passed on from person to person, so we just put a bunch of holes in it. But do it as you need it. Just a quick tip on these bolts here and the nuts are just for bolting these extra pieces on wherever you need it. This is in a chair position right now. It can be made into a four-sitter. So basically, if you lower this all the way down to the bottom here, both for the seat bottom and for the back, you now have a four-sitter. And if you want a different angle, again, we've already talked about how you can adjust the back angle. You can adjust the angle here just by raising and lowering this piece here or the hinge piece for the seat. We don't have any way in this design to adjust the tray here. So that's something that if you're wanting that to happen, you'll need to fabricate some other concept for you. But I'm sure even with this base, you can come up with something on your own for that. So, thanks for watching this today, and have a good, successful make. Bye.